Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is George. You guys know me. I'm a massive Roma fan. As you can see behind me with my spinny Dybala top. Doesn't want to sit right. But today he's back. Jan-Micheal, the Roma fan. Everyone knows if you've seen my videos. Big Roma fan. I'm gonna link his socials down below. So please do give him a follow on his TikTok. Great Roma vlogs and knowledge. Thank you for coming back to my channel, man. It means a lot.
No, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
That's great, man. But we'll just get straight into it. It wasn't the best of games. We'll talk about the Europa League first. Let's talk about that because that's the big talking point for Roma this season or this last few weeks. Roma are out. They are out of the Europa League. Bologna have knocked them out. Where a lot of fans believe that this was going to be a routine Roma win where they would go on to find their footing and a springboard for the season. They have been knocked out in quite embarrassing fashion. You was there at the game, so what do you think of it?
Yeah, well, like you mentioned, we thought, well, in theory, it should have been a fairly routine game. I mean, it's Bologna, right? They're not the greatest team. They're not in the top six in the Serie A. But I think we should have never really underestimated them. I mean, they did win the Coppa Italia last year, so
Yeah,
they do have that. And they seem to be kind of like a bogey team for some of the top clubs. Like they do play well occasionally. Now, over two legs, we would have thought, hey, we got this, right? But we just couldn't find that extra gear. We couldn't find the killing blow, basically. It's like we were missing something across both legs. Because in the first game, we were completely outplayed. 100%. We were lucky to get a draw.
100%.
In this one last night, it was... I have to admit, it's not like they played so much better than Roma did. They had moments, and they capitalized on them. They were very efficient when it came to they were very clinical, let's put it that way. So as soon as they had the opportunity, they took it. Whereas we didn't play horribly. That's the thing. Like we had a decent game. The first half was kind of sketchy. Let's not sugarcoat it. But it was just a few mistakes that led to their goals. It wasn't that we were playing so much worse than them. And that second half, though, it was a bit interesting. But as soon as we got that goal back, we fought back, and it's a Roma that I haven't seen this season, right? Coming back from 2 goals down to tie it up, it means that we had something in the tank. Like we had some quality there, or else we wouldn't have been able to do a comeback like that. The way I see it, and you could see it especially in extra time there, the players are cooked. The players are tired. I mean, I saw Malin walking around for a large part of that. The extra time and towards the end of the 90 minutes. I hadn't seen him walk around like that before. He looked like he was messy, just like walking, scanning the field a bit. It was weird to see, but it's good that we had someone like Robinho Vaz, because I think he kind of unlocked it for us, because he allowed Malin to free up. Because Malin, I think in the first half, even though he played all right, he was getting locked down too much, right? Because teams have understood he is a problem. So if they could lock him down, even though he still got around them a couple times, he was still very stuck. But as soon as Robinho Vaz came in, he unlocked their third for us, because he was running around like a madman, and Malin then had a lot more freedom, which was really nice to see.
For me, when I saw, or for what I saw, it was poor performance by everybody. Like I think it was a lot of individual errors Svilara getting beat in the fourth goal in his near post. We saw that against Como. I'm like, come on, Svilara, you're meant to be one of the best keepers in Europe. You can't lose like that. Indica, of all people, Indica, you expect that from Mancini, like to mess up like that in that moment. You're the guy that we look to like, yo, you're the guy that, okay, you're calm. You're very calm on the ball, and then he just like a brain freeze, and then just like
Yeah.
Jonathan Rowe was just destroying Selig one-on-one. Like, this is his two legs now. Like, Selig, he could not handle him. Jonathan Rowe, every single time he got the
100%.
ball, he beat him. And then they tried to bring on, and I remember in the first leg, they tried to bring on Wrench, and it's just like, this guy didn't help either. Like, these two, Jonathan Rowe genuinely looked like Cristiano Ronaldo for those two games. Just beating everybody. Bernardeschi, we made Bernardeschi look like a competent winger in 2026.
Yeah.
Bernardeschi. It's so many individual errors that we don't expect from Roma happened. And then, let's be real, on the offensive side, we scored 4 goals on the tie. But we weren't very good, were we? I don't think we were particularly good. I think it was just a lot of those mistakes happened towards the end of the games. Like when Bologna is notoriously known to be a pretty poor finisher of games. And Italiano, I think, gave Roma a massive lifeline by taking off Rowe, Castro, and Bernardeschi. Even though it was it Cambiaghi, I think his name is, that scored the winner. But just like when those 3 came off, Bologna offered nothing. And then you have don't even get me. Then you have the people like we know who they are. The I call them the supreme leader 4. Pellegrini, Cristante, Mancini, and El Shaarawy. El Shaarawy is 2026. What are we doing with El Shaarawy anymore? Pellegrini, his legs are gone. He scored a goal. You got to give him that. When he came on, he looked productive. He scored and created a free kick, and I think got an assist.
Yeah.
But after that, after those 3 moments, he was largely ineffective or largely missing. Cristante, we know what Cristante doesn't. We know what Cristante doesn't do, and we know how much he cost the team time and time again. And Mancini, my goodness, Mancini, did he look like he just didn't want to be there? Like, and I agree with you that these guys look exhausted. They cannot run. They cannot run anymore. Like, it's the same 11 every single time. And guess what? It doesn't help when Manu Kone gets injured. That's another guy in the injury list. It's him, Sule, Dybala, Dovbyk, Ferguson. It's just how many key first team players, and these are like our best players, are now coming off. You know, especially with Sule and Dybala and Kone. Like, I think had we had those 3 fit, it's a different story. But it's just Gasperini. I want to ask about Gasperini. Where do you sit with him right now? Are you Gasperini in or Gasperini out?
Well, having seen a stat that even in the league, we've now lost 10 games for the first time since I think 2012. So that's not great. However, despite losing 10 games, we still are in the fight for the top 4. So, I mean, it's still not all lost. Not all hope is lost. I do have to say, though, I understand why people want Gasperini out. But I think because of the way the season has gone for us and the fact that we have so little depth, like our bench is so shallow at the moment, that's why everyone's exhausted. I don't think we can blame him too much. A couple weeks ago, I was putting a lot of the blame on him, and I still don't like when he does substitutions, for example, because I think whenever he makes a sub, it puts us a step back in the game. I don't know what it is. It seems like every time he makes a sub, just something is wrong with the entire team for 5 to 10 minutes, and we just can't figure it out. So I do blame him for that a lot of times, but we just don't have the depth at the moment. It is his first season. He hasn't been able to bring in a bunch of players that he wants, let's say, to fit his system. He has like a couple, like a handful, which is a decent start. But I think we mentioned this last time too. I think the team needs a bit of stability. So I wouldn't get rid of him yet. I would give him another season or so. See what
Yeah.
happens. Let's see how the season ends. Let's give him the summer. See if we can bring in anyone interesting. Maybe offload some of the older players, as you mentioned, the Senate, right? The four senators of Rome.
The four,
Um,
the Godfathers, man.
yeah,
That's what they
exactly.
like to call at this point.
I mean,
Like,
for example, Dybala, we're probably not gonna have him back anymore because he probably played his last game, which is horrible and so sad to say because even though he is getting older and he has a lot of injuries, he's still so good and can change the game completely.
yeah.
Um, but unfortunately, he might be going back to Argentina, which I understand.
Mhm.
It does then give us a bit more flexibility moving forward in a way because
Mhm.
the last few seasons it has felt like we've been a lot of the times when Dybala plays a one-man team. Uh,
Mm.
the team revolves around him. If he plays, we're gonna play well. If he doesn't play, we're done for. And I think we need to
Mhm.
fix that. We can't just focus and have one player to save us, but we need a couple. We need a couple decent players. Um, so I would give him another season, see what he does over the summer, and then make a decision from then. If next season isn't great, then get him out. That's how I see
Yeah.
it.
But for me, to talk about Gasperini, I'm very leaning towards him out because, like we said, his
Mm.
substitutions have been horrible this year. Let's call it what it is. Like at one point, again, we were 7 points from Juventus. We were 3-1 up, 7 points from Juventus. We are now 3 points behind Como in sixth. How does that swing go in just a few weeks, just like that? I don't think he's won a game. I think he's won one game since Juventus. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous now. Like when I remember when Elanawi came on against Juventus, I'm like, we're 3-1 up. What Juventus is going to do is be desperate, and they are going to launch as many balls into the box, and that's exactly how both of their goals came. And Elanawi was at fault for the third goal because he's not fresh. He's fresh, but he's not game fresh. You know what I mean? He's not game ready. He's
Hmm.
not caught up to the speed of the game, and that cost us because he kept Gatti on side, and Gatti was wide
Yeah.
open. That's a goal there. Yeah, last night he brings on Zaragoza, which, let's be real, he hasn't had the best time in
Yeah.
Rome, but he brought him on in the 110th minute. What 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 is he going to do in 10 minutes? And then he brings on again, and now he comes on, and it's just like Zeki Chelik. I remember I'm not Zeki Chelik's biggest fan, but in that moment, I remember there was a good 10-minute, 15-minute spell. Zeki Chelik was getting into the game. He was running down the
Yeah.
line. He was putting balls into the box. Zeki Chelik crosses don't really do much, but it creates chaos. Zaragoza, I don't think, touched the ball. And it's just, and again, guess what? Elanawi was caught a pace slow, and Kambiagi scores. And it's just like, I don't want to put everything on Elanawi because it's not fair to blame him, but it's fair to blame Gasperini for these poor in-game management decisions. Because for me, I've said it. 2 games against Bologna, he's been outcoached. Against Milan, he's been outcoached. Inter outcoached. The Atalanta game was definitely him getting outcoached. And then it's just like Genoa as well. Like many decisions there that it's just like, Gasperini, now come on, now these are poor decisions. And yeah, man, it is. To speak on Dybala, I agree with you. I don't think this is his last year. I think maybe he might play another game or two before the end of the season. I would like to see
Oh,
that. I'd like to see Dybala at the Olimpico, um, just a bit longer. But I agree that we can't have this heliocentric team where everything revolves around Dybala. That's not healthy for the club. And
no.
yeah, man, it's just how it is. It's just something needs to change. And I do agree. Maybe we should give Gasperini another season because there's no point. It's a project, all right. We're not. We're only in year one, but
Mm.
we might not even get any sort of European football because let's be royal. The way Roma's playing right now, Atalanta might catch up, and then that's
Yeah.
it. We lost Marlon for the year.
It is a possibility.
Mm.
Um, I am. I think what we should be focusing on moving forward. Well, now we don't have Europe, right? So we have the league to focus on. So in theory, we should have players a bit more rested. But
Hmm.
even so, like you mentioned, El, I've been very disappointed with him since he came back from AFCON. When he played in
Yeah,
AFCON, he was one of the players of the tournament, hands down. He was
yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
He came back, and anytime he got on the field, he looked like a Serie C player. Like he didn't belong in the Serie A. I don't know where he came from. He wasn't the same player from AFCON, so that also really disappointed me. Because once I saw his performance, I was expecting him to essentially take Cristante's spot in the starting lineup moving forward.
Yeah.
But he just didn't show that. And in fact, we've been criticizing Cristante a lot, rightfully so. But El has not been better by any means. So that
Hmm.
also doesn't really help much. Um, but I think one thing we Roma should be doing moving forward, and we keep talking about the four senators, the four godfathers or whatever they are. Everyone's talking about getting rid of them. Okay, I think what they could do is get rid of two of them. And the reason I say two and not all of them is because you still need some seniority in the locker room. But having all four maybe is not the right call. Having just one may also not work very well. So if you have two, I think they could bring the team forward over the next couple of years. But have them on the bench. They don't need to be
Hmm.
playing game in, game out. They could come on as super subs essentially. Because
Hmm.
we mentioned Pellegrini earlier as well in last night's game. I think he played well, right? You mentioned he scored a goal, he got an assist. Um, my main problem with him last night was he was on a lot of free kicks and he should have been shooting at goal. Because the first like
Oh,
six free kicks,
what a free
they
kick
were
that was.
all these silly little passes, little chips, or whatever the heck they were. The one time he shoots on goal, he hits the post and it almost goes in. Like,
Yeah,
what do you do? Shoot every time. You have the shot. You
yeah.
have the
We've seen
leg
it. We've seen
for
it.
it. Yeah,
We've seen it against
do
Lazio.
it.
We've seen him
Exactly.
be able to, from the same distance, maybe on the other side of the box, same distance, smack it top corner. And I don't know, man. Pellegrini, since then, yeah, he still take the free kick, but it's just some. I don't know if it's confidence or something. But yeah, I'm done with the guy. Just like everyone knows it.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's not an
I
open
get it.
secret. I think, Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he knows that I'm done with him. Like it's
Yeah,
a very open secret, and I'm done with the guy. He
yeah, that's
just
fair.
consistently makes mistakes, and like yeah, he had a decent game in moments, but I think over the
True.
influence, Marlon was struggling for chances. And Pellegrini is meant to be that number 10, the creator that doesn't create.
Yeah,
He's a creator that doesn't create. And if what's the point of you being here, man? Like, other players can take free corner kicks. Other players can take free kicks at time, man. Maybe not Tsimikas. We'll get onto that one. But if you're only here for free kicks and corners, you gotta go. But where I will ask you one final question about the Europa League or
hmm
just Europe in general. What's your expectations in the coming future? Because I don't know if we're gonna win at the Europa League. We were here last time talking about it, how we were desperate for this trophy, but
yeah.
it's not looking like
Um,
is it? We're ever gonna win this tournament?
it's a very good question. Um, I do think it's possible. Um, now, do I think it's possible with Gasperini? Based on this season, no. So, if the team stays fairly similar next season, I don't see us winning it all, unless we bring in 4 to 5 new pieces that fit Gasperini's system. Because he's proven that with the team we currently have, it's probably not going to go very well. Now, of course, we know that all our key players are out, like we mentioned before, like Kone getting injured in the first 15 minutes. That's a big blow, obviously. So if he stays, that's great. If Sule plays, that also helps. But just seeing what we're seeing and the fall off we've had recently, it makes me more nervous. I think we can get to like a semi-final in the next year or two, but we keep flopping at the end. We keep falling short of the finish line. So the way I see it, unless we bring in like a good 4 or 5 players moving forward, and I mean decent players, like a nice signing like a Vaz or a Malin in other positions too, then I think we can challenge. Speaking of even like the managers, right? We're saying Gasperini in or out and things, and can we win with him? I've been seeing a lot in like on Instagram and in the news on this side, like over in Rome, of people reminiscing about Mourinho and maybe even wanting him back, because at least he might have not have played the most attractive football. I mean, he's never been known for the most attractive football.
Yeah.
But he won us the Conference League, right? When he was
Mourinho in
with
that
Man
game,
United, he made them win the Europa League. So like,
yeah.
maybe we need someone like him again.
The thing is, with you can't Mourinho in league play was pretty poor. Let's be real. We finished 6th back-to-back
100%.
years.
Yeah,
He
I
wasn't
agree.
really good, but in cup competitions in Europe, he was incredible. We went to back-to-back finals with him. I don't think we lose that game with Mourinho. We and I think we go far. This like he did more with less. Mourinho, he did a lot more with less.
Yeah.
You know, he was playing Ibanez as a centre back with Gianluca Mancini and Chris Smalling. Chris Smalling was great, but you know what I mean. Like he was doing a lot with not much. So yeah, I agree with you that with Mourinho, we probably would have won that game. 100% believe we would have won that. He would not have played. He would not have Indica and Mancini and Hermoso at the halfway line. That was just insane. Gasperini. But I want to move on from the Europa League and go to the Serie A. And let's be real, this is our doomsday scenario right now. We spoke about this last time about losing this Como game. And we said it, Roma under any sort of pressure, these boys will crumble. And they crumbled very, very, like, it looks sad at this point. It's very sad. You know, 2-1 loss. We went 1-0 up in the first 10 minutes for a fluky penalty. Let's be real. It was a fluky penalty that we received. Marlon scores, and then it's all Como. Wesley gets a red card, and it's just downhill since the goal. What's your thoughts on that game?
Well, funnily enough, I actually missed it live because I was at the women's game, so I was getting live updates on my phone. So I saw we scored a goal. I was like, yes, you know, under my breath and not trying to scare off everyone else in the stands. And then I just kept getting sadder and sadder, seeing the notifications coming out. It is what it is. But yeah, looking back on the game, there was just no real improvement from the previous ones. Like, we've been on a really, really poor run of form. And like you mentioned, we just have so many mistakes. And like, it's football, right? You're not going to be perfect for 90 minutes. But it's just those, even if you're on the back foot, it's those key mistakes that then just let them through. Let's talk about the red card real quick, though. It was never a red card. Let's be honest. It should not have
Second yellow,
been a
though.
red
It
card.
was a second yellow. I don't, it wasn't a direct red card, but I think he's running through.
He didn't touch him.
Wesley trips.
He didn't touch him. He didn't touch him.
You couldn't see. I don't know. I think
He didn't touch him. The foul should have actually gone to, if anyone, should have gone to was it Hermoso?
Yeah.
So, and in theory, and even like here, there's like the refs that talk about the game afterwards and things like that, and they like review VAR and things, and they said that it should have actually been VAR should have intervened and canceled the second yellow and given it to the other player. So there's also a lot of controversy around that. So again, we keep getting screwed over by the refs as well. We don't have a good track record with refs. They always seem to go against us.
But it's just.
But yeah, that was
let's
unfortunate
just see
because
what it is,
I
man.
mean Wesley's one of the best players. So as soon as he's off,
Yeah, he apart from Marlon, Wesley's the whole attacking like speed. He's the only
yeah,
quick attacker we got. And Wesley comes off now. We're gonna go to Lecce playing with Range and Selig wing backs.
yeah,
just what's the point in watching? The season's over. Let's be real. Unless Roma go on a miracle run from now to the end of the season and beat the likes of Atalanta, Inter, Bologna, which we haven't done at all this season. This team isn't going to make Champions League football. And then we still got players like Fiorentina who are fighting for their lives to stay in Serie A. This team desperately needs to find some form somewhere, because if they don't, they're in real danger of missing out, not just Champions League, but Europa League, and maybe even Conference League football, because it's just how it is, man. I've had a couple of people in my comments say we want to play Europa Conference League football, but I'm like, do you understand what you're saying? Conference League Thursday night, no one likes that. No one loves watching that. Like, even when we won the Conference League, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like watching Thursday night Conference League football until like the semi-final. Like, that was very, very boring football. That was like very, very low football. I feel like for a club like Roma, we're not Fiorentina. I understand the Conference League, they haven't made Europe in a while, but for a club like Roma, Conference League shouldn't be like, oh, let's go get Conference League. It should be a one-off mistake. Like, you had a poor season the year before, but now you're in this competition, go win it and go back into the Champions League. That's the type of competition Conference League should be. Not, I don't know, man. Not this, oh, let's go. We want to go play Conference League. It shouldn't be like that.
no, it definitely shouldn't be like that. But I think people, especially Roma fans, are just they're a little tired. And I think the fans do deserve more, right? This club, it's kind of looked at as a bit of a joke by, let's say, like the top four in Italy, like Milan, Juventus, Inter. It's throwing Napoli at this point because they've won 2 leagues in the last couple of seasons. We're kind of looked at as more like a joke because at this point, yeah, because we are a massive club. We're the club of the capital. We have a stadium with like it could fit 66,000 people in it, one of the biggest in Italy. And we always stumble on these crappy little hurdles. We never can constantly fight for top 4 anymore. And we always lose to these crappy little teams as well.
Yeah.
This club and the fans deserve so much more. I mean, even just being at the stadium, the atmosphere that's created, the choreography they did yesterday, it was beautiful. It was mesmerizing. Sure, some people were making fun of how I looked online, but those are always, the Lazio fans and all the other haters.
Well, the flag, they were making fun of the flags.
They were making fun of the wolf, right? Because they said it looked like a black cat, like a cat that gonna run over. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Sorry.
Oh, Scully.
Sorry.
No, but it's...
You can bleep that. That's my bad.
We can swear this. I just choose not to sometimes, because sometimes my mom watches this.
Nah, fair. Sorry. But yeah, like those are the haters, right? They're most of the Lazio fans that have been very quiet in the last few months. Let's remember that part too.
They're not even. Of course, we don't even see them in the stadiums. Like, let's be real.
Exactly.
They're not even there half the time.
Yeah, we'll have to see when we have the derby at the end of the season.
If
they don't show up to that game, that would be. They're Curva Nord.
They're Curva Nord. Yeah, it's gonna just be empty. It's gonna be food.
Yeah, it's gonna look weird.
That'd be insane. I think they'll show up for that game. I think for that game
Nah,
they'll
yeah,
show up. For the
they
rest of the
definitely.
season,
Yeah, they're gonna have to.
you
But
know, another
I mean,
question.
just
Another
the
question.
choreography, the stadium is just these fans, us. They deserve so much more because they really do put their heart and soul into the club.
We got owners that don't want to buy. Well, we've been saddled with UEFA gives us so much debt.
Yeah,
This club is fighting. It's fighting real. It's fighting everything at this point. I don't even know, man. At this point, like it gets to the point where this season it's just like it's the same cycle over and over again. Roma start off poor, they get better, they give you hope to qualify for Champions League football. End of the season, they stumble, and the cycle just repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats and
mhm.
repeats. No matter the players, no matter the coach, it's the same cycle, and it's just like Atalanta now. Atalanta, I remember when I was growing up 10 years ago, Atalanta was an 11th place team. We could beat Atalanta in our sleep. Now Atalanta's a game of our season. We still can't, like we can't consistently beat Inter. We can't even compete with Inter half the time. Yeah, like Milan as well. Like it's just and then sometimes we get into these top games with Milan, Juve, Napoli, but they just have the talent. Why can't we have the talent? Like it's just frustrating to be a Roma fan at times. And yeah,
Yeah,
man, I
100%.
don't know, man. This team needs a miracle, and let's believe in miracles that this team can actually go and make Champions League football. Because if not, they'll be very, very toxic this summer. It'll be very, very toxic, and I don't know if people can handle it.
Well, let's not forget we do have a international break coming up soon, so
That's
that should give the majority of our players a little bit of time to rest and recuperate, and then come back
yeah,
after the break much, much stronger.
yeah. But let's just hope. Let's hope that these guys can fully now put whatever walls are behind them and just go out there, man. I think it's this literally be the final game before the international break. Let's go into this international break with a win, and let's hope that
Hmm.
Juve and Como drop points. One of the two just drop points, and yeah, I
They
mean,
definitely will by the end of the season. They
yeah.
definitely will.
But yeah, that's all my questions I got to ask. That it was a bit of an emergency doomsday video. This Roma team. It's
Push the button.
it's very hard to be positive. It's very hard to be positive in the last few weeks about Roma, but we try. And
Yeah,
yeah, man, I'll make sure to link all of Jan's socials down below. Make sure to give him a follow. Uh, this is AS.George, and this is another episode of Lupi Talk finished. Peace out.